know something? We really love a good heel turn. It's kinda what we do here at Heel Turn Wrestling. Whether it's a tag team partner holding you back, a so-called friend hogging your spotlight, or those no good fans just not appreciating you. Sometimes you just gotta change your outlook and realise that sometimes it's good to be bad. So here at Heel Turn Wrestling, we've compiled a list of what we believe are the top 10 heel turns in wrestling history. The first 5 of which we'll cover right now. I'm Titan, and I'm a good guy, mostly. Let's do it. Number 10, CM Punk on The Rock, 2012. On the 1000th episode of Raw, babyface WWE champion CM Punk would mock Daniel Bryan after being stood up by storyline bride AJ Lee. The Rock would also make an appearance during the segment to announce that whoever was WWE champion between the two at the Royal Rumble would be defending against him at that show. Punk would give The Rock the limelight, with Bryan catching a rock bottom for his troubles. Fast forward to the show's main event, John Cena cashing in his Money in the Bank title shot against CM Punk. The Big Show would end up getting Punk DQ'd for beating up John Cena as he looked set to dethrone Punk. The Rock appeared again to make the save for Cena, setting up the Big Show for a people's elbow. Just before the most electrifying move, Punk blasted The Rock with a flying clothesline and a go to sleep to stand tall at the end of the show. Number 9, Owen Hart on Bret Hart, 1994. When it comes to brother versus brother feuds in wrestling, this is one, in our opinion, that did it best. Not only did the heel turn give Bret a fresh opponent, but it elevated Owen Hart into the upper echelon of the WWF card, taking him permanently out of Bret's shadow. After a seemingly innocent mistake by Bret at Survivor Series caused Owen to be eliminated from their family feud match, Owen had a brief outburst of anger, not celebrating the team's victory and yelling at Bret for his selfishness. Cooler heads prevailed over the Christmas period, and the brothers agreed to pool their energies into winning the tag team titles from the Quebecers at the 1994 Royal Rumble. Needless to say, it didn't go well. The Harts lost, with Bret sustaining a leg injury during the match. Owen's frustrations boiled over and he kicked Bret's leg out of his leg. Owen's words, you understand, not mine. This led to arguably 2 of the best matches in the WWF that year. The first at WrestleMania, with Owen claiming victory in arguably the greatest Mania opener ever, and a cage match at SummerSlam 1994, which still holds up today as one of the best cage matches in wrestling history. Number 8, Seth Rollins on The Shield, 2014. After 18 months of dominance from the Hounds of Justice, Seth Rollins turned on his Shield brethren. After 2 defeats at back-to-back pay-per-views, Batista had walked out on Evolution with the meme-worthy royal wave that is mocked to this day. But the cerebral assassin had a message for the Shield, noting that he always had a plan B. Cue that chair shot to Roman and Dean Ambrose looking stunned. After the beatdown of his now former teammates, Rollins began one of the most consistent and ongoing runs in the business, becoming the first member of the Shield to truly, quote, get over as a singles competitor, as well as being the first of the trio to win the WWE Championship. This pivotal moment has a legacy that is still seen on our screens to this day. Number 7, Terry Funk on Ric Flair, WrestleWar 89. After defeating Ricky Steamboat in the 3rd match of their epic 1989 trilogy, Ric Flair, who had been the heel throughout the feud, stopped to give praise to Steamboat in a post-match interview with Jim Ross. Enter, unannounced, ringside judge for the bout and wrestling legend Terry Funk, who was between acting roles and in-ring retirements at the time, to compliment Rick on his victory and offer a friendly challenge to the newly crowned champion. After politely declining the offer, citing it not being his decision, Flair tried to continue his interview, but Funk would blindside Flair and deck the Nature Boy with several hard lefts and a pile driver through a ringside table. The turn would lead to several months of fantastic television. Would Flair's neck heal? Would he get his revenge? Was Flair's career over? The two would eventually settle the score in a fantastic I Quit match at Clash of the Champions number 9, with Flair making Funk scream I quit in the figure 4 leg lock. A fantastic turn out of nowhere led to a match that people still remember to this day. Number 6, Andre turns on Hogan, 1987. The build up to maybe the most famous match in wrestling history wasn't necessarily a long one, but it was certainly memorable. In January 1987, both Hogan and Andre were presented with trophies to mark their achievements. Hogan for being champion for 3 years and Andre for being undefeated, don't Google that kids, for 15 years. Andre then seemed to intimate that he had never challenged for the WWF title, a comment which Hogan blew off as light-hearted teasing. Andre, however, would look very miffed at how big Hogan's trophy was compared to his own. Fast forward a few weeks, on an episode of Piper's Pit, Andre would crash Hogan's interview to challenge Hogan directly to a title match at WrestleMania 3, but not before ripping Hogan's shirt and crucifix from his neck, thus cementing his change of attitude. The match itself was built as almost unwinnable for Hogan, with Bobby Heenan calling Hogan a coward for ducking Andre throughout his title reign. Although the match was poor by today's lofty in-ring standards, it gave wrestling 2 of the most replayed moments in history, namely the pre-match stare down and the match-winning body slam and leg drop, cementing both men's legacies in the annals of professional wrestling. And that's our video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and tune in next time for part 2. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.